be on your show? I don't know, Mark. We'll have to talk about it. I'll let you know.
I would like to appear on your podcast show.
We're live, by the way, Liz. At least I think we are. Oh, yeah. They're the bits. They're those bits I like. And we're live. Shout out to Zach Hicks, who's eagerly waiting for the show to begin. He's got his steel-toe boots on. And he's ready to insert that into the keister of anyone who starts talking trash in the chat. Oh, you want that tweet, Lewis? You want that tweet action? You are going to love this tweet. I guarantee it.
I'm poised to pounce.
You're poised to
on the tweet.
Wow. God, you are a pro. Okay, let me drop that tweet on you.
How many times can I hit refresh? Come on.
There it is. That's the tweet. That's the tweet right there.
It is.
Shout out to Keith Long. Hey, pals. Keith and Leah watching here. Is it Leah or Leah? My apologies. Dipsy Doo. Boom. Oh boy, that's it. That's the emoji right there. That's it. All right. We got so much stuff to talk about this week. We're gonna wait maybe 60 seconds for people to pile in, and then we gotta start because I gotta be walking away from the mic in T-minus 55 minutes. I gotta be walking away, Lewis.
Wow.
So we gotta get through this, and there is a lot of stuff to talk about this week. So in fact, I think we should just go ahead and get started. I don't think
Oh my God.
I don't think the LK will protest that.
I hate it when I do that. I almost tweeted out from my account, which would be pretty useless.
Well, try it. Maybe get some new listeners.
13 followers.
we could use every click we can get there, Lewis. So, Adam Broussard, loving the green accent lighting. You like that, Adam? You want to see something real quick? I'll show you something you've never seen before in your entire life. It'll have you going, yeah. Firm handshake and everyone you know. Check this out. Watch this. How do you like this? Oh, boom. How do you like that, Lewis? Like that purple action?
Oh, purple.
Well, how about
very Microsofty?
Yeah. I kind of think it was Prince and the Power Revolution myself, but that's okay. How about that? Now you know I'm getting serious.
Wow, is that like bright red?
Bright red, Lewis. Bright red.
Devilish.
I think I like the I call it the alien green right there. Looks like I'm about to go up to the mothership.
It's easy enough to think that that's just your natural skin tone, kind of a Mediterranean olive look.
Green. It's like neon green.
Radioactive.
Shout out to Sean M. He says, "Good to see you guys don't have COVID." Yeah, officially don't have it. Let's see here. LK is back. That was a close one. He almost didn't make it. He had a emergency bathroom break just moments ago, which is why we're late. Konath is here. Guten Tag, mein Herr.
Way to throw me under the bus.
Well, that's how it happened.
We're going to talk about my car breakdown.
Well, you also had an emergency phone call that you had to answer. I mean, who answers a phone call in the middle of a podcast? This guy does. He's right there. Where is he? Okay, there we go. He's right there.
I had
That's the guy
to.
who
It's
does
a very
it.
important call.
All right, let's queue up
was it?
Mrs. You Know Who. I think she's going to be happy because her favorite teammate is back. Oh, Mrs. D. Wait. There's that tasty little LKD. I'd like to whip him up something special. Well, he's back now, and he's feeling good. So maybe you guys should get together. But Mrs. D, we got a lot of stuff to talk about here. So let's get this thing going. So I got the music cued. I think I do. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. So let's get this show rolling. Here we go. Hello, and welcome to CultCast, the best 30-plus minute album conversation you're going to hear all week long. I'm your host, Airpods Elijah. Join me today. He's planning to use HomeKit dog collars to track the movements of Cult and Mac riders. If they try to escape his geo fence, he gets a notification on his iPhone, and only if he can get that auto shock working. He's the managing editor of Cult and Mac. Lewis Wallace is here.
Yeah, they just need to make it a HomeKit compatible thing so we can, geofencing, all that. We got to get this stuff to work.
We'll see what we can do. Also with us, he's back from vacation, and boy, is he feeling rejuvenated. He's been on a several city pub brawl tour. Now, pub brawl is a lot like a pub crawl, except after several drinks, you punch out 2-3 people, get the whole club fighting with each other, and then you flee before the coppers come by to get you. He's the founder of Cult and Mac. Leonard Katie is here.
Hello.
Feeling nice
Pub
and rejuvenated after the pub brawl tour. Just go around different cities, start fights. You break any chairs over anyone's heads, Leander?
Oh yeah, quite a few. We got run out of a few towns in Nevada. Yeah,
I know that's your signature move, right?
we
It's
escaped on the
like,
wild donkeys. It was pretty crazy.
wild donkeys. What?
They have wild donkeys up there in this town we were staying in. They're
Really?
everywhere.
What do you mean they're everywhere? Like
Then we got a
go to your hotel and there's a wild donkey standing there in front of you?
there's
Really?
wild donkeys wandering around the streets.
I thought that interesting. And are they dangerous, or can you just like go up and give them a hug?
No,
or-
they were friendly. They were
Oh.
kind of aggressive actually because they come running up. They think you're going to give them food, so they're in your face straight away. And at first you get a bit freaked out,
Yeah.
but they were
'Cause they're
really
being charged by donkey.
yeah, they were friendly and they're really good looking animals too. I was surprised at how they weren't all manky. I thought they could, they'd be all kind of half dead and starved.
Yeah. And like
'Cause-
patchy and stuff because they're
Yeah.
wild. Huh.
No, they had really good coats, and there was baby donkeys, and there was mama donkeys, and then the daddy
Great coats.
donkey. Daddy donkey had a little bit of a. Anyway, we got to see part of a donkey that that I don't know how to
Oh,
come on.
I
with
don't know where this is going. I'm just waiting
It was
to see.
ginormous. It was literally as big as my arm.
Oh. I mean, that's not that
Its
unusual, is it?
nose?
Yeah.
What?
Had a
No.
very
Nose?
long nose. Yeah. I see.
Did you
Why
bring
can
one
share
back
a
with you?
Picture
One of
if
the
you want.
donkeys?
No, we didn't. We wanted to, but there was no room in the
You
car.
see a picture.
It's too bad because that's what Bernal Heights needs is some donkeys.
Leander making use of the 3x zoom on his iPhone 13 Pro, ladies and gentlemen. We got some pictures of that donkey that we're not allowed to show on YouTube. All right, well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. There's just tons of news and more leaks on Apple hardware, and I thought we would touch on some of that. We've got some news on the AirPods Pro refresh that are coming up, and if they add what the rumors say they're going to add, I'm going to be both surprised, delighted, and also very disappointed for reasons that I'll discuss going forward. And if we make it to the end, we'll see. I got to be walking out of here in 51 minutes. I'm walking out the door. It doesn't matter if the show's over. I'm leaving because it took us a freaking hour to get going. We're going to talk about some of our favorite tech picks from CES. So CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, the big show in Vegas, is going on right now. And there's a bunch of cool gadgets that have been released. And I thought we could talk about some of them. Some of them are Apple related, and some of them aren't, but they're still kind of like interesting things, interesting new things. Lots of cool TV tech coming out too, which I don't think we'll have time to discuss. But before we dive into all of that, let me give a very hearty thank you to Squarespace for supporting this episode. God, it's 2022. It's 2022. I never thought I would make it this far. Honestly, I never thought I would. Here we are. I've got a great website that I use for cultcloth.co. Built it on Squarespace's platform. I've built several websites with Squarespace, and here you are. You're sad, you're alone, and you don't have a business because you haven't promoted it to anyone yet. Or you have a business and no one is giving you any work because you haven't put up a website. So here's your opportunity. How can I make it more clear? You have an opportunity to grow your business online. And Squarespace gives you all the tools that you need to do that. You just create a website. You can sell anything that you want. You could even create your own Cult Cloth clone. That seems to be a popular category these days. And you can build a website on Squarespace. You can even make it look like my website if you want, because everything's drag and drop. You can copy all my pictures from my website and then just put them into your Squarespace website, and boom, you'll have your own version of Lewis cloth and Leander cloth and whatever cloth you would like to have.
Mine's
That seems to
gonna
be
come in funky colors.
Yeah, absolutely. There's all sorts of colors out there that you can use. So you can do an e-commerce website, or you can create a blog. You could create a website that promotes your skill set, your business. You can create a membership-only website. You can create a website where people can book your time, so they pay you to learn from you. There's just endless possibilities with a Squarespace website, and they're super easy to build and maintain yourself, which I think is the most important part. If you're ready to get going, if you're ready to get your life in order, and you're ready to get in there, dive in, build a trial website, see how you like it. It's free. You got 2 weeks, and if you like what you have at the end of your trial, you can use code CultCast at checkout to save 10% off your first purchase. And if you do a year purchase, you'll get an extra discount and a free domain name. Squarespace.com/cultcast. Squarespace.com/cultcast. Alrighty, where should we start? All right, okay. I wanted to talk about I feel like we talk about Gurman's Power On newsletter a lot. We give that guy a lot of juice. And you know what, Lewis? It doesn't go unnoticed. He's been begging to come on.
I'll bet.
I mean, just every day texting me, I want to come on. I want to come on. I'm like, hold on, Gurman. This isn't just some show where we lit on anybody. You got to show that you got the bona fides to get on this show.
You gotta. It's not that easy to get through that velvet rope, is it?
That's right. Yeah, that velvet rope doesn't get unclipped for just anybody. So I know he's been going for what, like 9 years now? No one knows.
Him?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably longer than that.
I'm like, once you get to like year 11, year 12, and I can go and see your backlog of work, then we can talk, okay? But let's not rush anything. So, but we are going to talk about this Power On newsletter because he had some interesting things to say in his latest newsletter. And he was talking about iPhone 14, MacBook Air with the M2 chip, iPad Pro with wireless charging, and so much more. And one of the things I thought was interesting is he basically confirmed that he thinks that the iPhone 14 is gonna be a hole punch model, which I think is really exciting because if you've ever seen an Android phone, there's several out there that have the hole punch design. I think it's really beautiful, and for them to like take the notch and move that into a hole punch design, I think would be a really good move for iPhone 14. So he expects that will happen. He also says that Apple is planning a redesigned MacBook Air powered by the new M2 chip, which may sound exciting, but he says, quote, it will be marginally faster than the M1 chip. Now, that's not that exciting. Marginally faster is not what I was expecting, to be honest with you. But maybe that's going to be how Apple operates going forward. The M1 chip was a huge leap forward, but now they're going to iterate on every new chipset. I mean, we can't expect them to have a home run every single year, right? That would be unreasonable. So he says it will be marginally faster than the M1 chip and expects the M2 to have an 8-core CPU like the M1, but with a 9 or 10-core GPU, which would be an upgrade over the 7 to 8-core GPU in the current MacBook Air.
And that's in the Air?
That's in the Air. So, and the Air is already a beast. I mean, you could edit 4K video on the Air if you so wanted to. If you so wanted to. Lewis, I said that back to you. Is that a sentence?
Delete the so.
Huh?
Delete the so.
Oh,
What
if
do
you
you
wanted
don't
to.
need the so.
If you
extraneous.
so wanted. That's what I was looking for. If you so wanted. Now that's a sentence right there, Lewis. That wouldn't get me whipped, would it? Although you've been making your own mistakes these days, so I'm not sure if I can rely on your.
It's uncanny.
Lewis was saying when we started that he's been making some of his own mistakes these days. But
It's not good. I'm supposed to get rid of mistakes. I've been adding some lately.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if I got the long COVID. I don't know what it is.
I kind of still feel out of it too. I had monster cold last week, and I still feel a little out of it. But Lewis is an honorable man. I mean, we always say if you make a mistake on Lewis's watch, he'll get you. That's what the writers say. But if he makes his own mistake, he literally whips himself with that thing. He goes, ah!
Covered with welts now.
So it's not just other
Sarah,
people.
huh?
He's an honorable guy, that Lewis Wallace. Let's see here. Here's an interesting part. Gurman also expects a smaller Apple Silicon version of the Mac Pro desktop. We've talked about this before, like that little mini tower that will have up to a 40-core CPU and a 128-core GPU, which is totally bonkers. If that ends up happening, I await the benchmark
For a little
scores for
mini
that.
machine, it does sound bad, doesn't it?
Yeah, that is totally crazy. Along with a new Mac Mini, my words, quote unquote, Pro, not his, and a new larger iMac. Let's hope it's 32 inches and not 27 inches. And then he also expects, well, let me just read this because it's a little more nuanced than what I was going to say. One of Apple's biggest products of 2022 would be its long-rumored Arvr Headset, which Gurman said could be announced. There it is, operating word, at 2022 or at the WWDC in 2022. But he said that it's been delayed before, so it's possible that could also be delayed, which, does anyone care? Until Apple actually announces it and shows us why we should care, I just don't think. And I'm not saying that to poke fun at Apple. I'm interested in it, but it seems like the consensus amongst people, and from when we talk about it, I see people tuning out. People just don't seem to care about the headset, which, I don't know. I mean, people are talking about Meta. They're trying to hype it up. I know, Lewis, you were showing me that article from CES about people wearing all that
Yeah.
silly Oculus
It's like
gear.
the big deal. Yeah, every time I see that, I see people standing there, waving their arms
Let me
around.
see if I
I'm
can
just like,
find that.
I mean, it's a little bit like, Street to San Francisco, just crazy people waving their arms. Ah.
You're already living in the real meta.
Yeah, it's I just every time I see it, I just go, I don't get it. And then I hear some people talking about they got one of these Oculus things for their kids, and after complaining about all the things they had to sign up to become part of the Facebook thing, they didn't want to do that and share all this data. But then they're like, it's really amazing. The metaverse stuff is really amazing. I still haven't dropped
Where were you reading that?
$400. I just heard somebody talking about it.
Hmm.
And I mean, I am curious about it. Because I haven't checked any of this stuff out in years, right? And it's been to me, it's troublesome just because of the whole glasses thing. But I don't know. If you look at that Oculus thing now, it even says it has like a glasses spacer. So I guess that they are made so that you can wear your glasses inside them. I don't. I get claustrophobic thinking about just strapping one of those things on, and I see those pictures of people, and I just go, I don't even want to do that in my own room by myself. Let alone like if my wife is here or the blinds are open and somebody on the street might see me standing there with one of those things on, like some kind of, I don't know. It's just weird.
So
I just don't get it.
So there's this picture that we're looking at right now from CES, and there's this woman. She's wearing the Oculus, and then she has some kind of like, I'm gonna guess like haptic vest on. It looks like a bulletproof vest, but I'm imagining it like pokes you and prods you. And then she's also wearing gloves, which is interesting. And the gloves are glowing blue. There's like some kind of light on them, and I wonder if that is to mimic touching stuff.
Yeah, that's where it shows where her hands are in the metaverse.
Oh,
right?
okay. So it doesn't mimic touch, but it just allows you to show your hands in the metaverse. Okay.
If they're gloves, it might, and that haptic vest for sure. I mean, and you start thinking about it, like, okay, you're playing a video game, and you take one to the chest, and you get a solid, actual physical thump. I mean, that might, you can imagine how maybe for games this could be cool, or even movies, right? You're watching a movie. If there's some kind of first person scene in a movie, walking through a thing and it's like jolts you. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's all kinds of creative ways it can be used, and if it's actually as seamless and non-nauseating as some people are hoping, then
that was related to the story we did this week, wasn't it? About how Apple's going to add a third screen to the
right.
To the goggles to give you some peripheral vision.
Right. What do they call it? Foveated
yeah.
something or another, blah, blah. I can't even remember what it's called. Foveated something. Foveated.
I can't believe that you remember that word. That's actually impressive. So I will remind you that last year we did get a Apple event in April, but we did not get an April event in the year before, I think. So it is possible that we are only, 4 months? January, February, March, April, 4 months away from an Apple. 3.5 months. Let's just say 3.5 months because it makes it sound better. That we're only 3.5 months, so basically 3 months away from an Apple event where we could get some iPads, because I think last year they did the iPad Pro. They also released the new M1 iMac. So if there is going to be an M1 Pro, M1 Max iMac, it could be announced in April, which kind of makes me want to wait. So there's the hardware expectations from Gurman, which Gurman's so accurate that you could basically take that as this is what is going to be coming out this year.
His column had a pretty funny lead. The first sentence was after a modest set of device launches in 2021. Apple's set for strong in 2022, and then you recap it. You go, M1 Max, M1 iPad Pros, iPhone 13s, Apple Watch Series 7, new 13 and 16-inch MacBooks,
AirPods
on and on and
3.
on. AirPods 3, yeah. I mean, it was actually not a modest year at all.
Well, maybe in light of what's going to be happening this year. So speaking of technology, we have potentially a AirPods Pro 2 update. This is almost a certainty. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but AirPods Pro have been on sale like crazy. I think I saw them as low as $150 in the last 2 months, which means they're clearing them out. They're prepping to get rid of them, I think.
Supersede them.
Well, yeah, come out with a better model. supersedes probably like the better word to use, and it looks like the new AirPods Pro 2 are going to have some exciting features, almost actually unbelievable features. And I'll send it over to good old LK to fill that in.
Yeah, so they're saying, well, this latest rumor is about the launch window, which kind of is in the fall. Anyway, Apple is going to launch the second generation of the iPods Pro in the fall, according to an analyst who's a reliable tipster. The upgraded earbuds allegedly will offer better sound than the current version via support for lossless audio. There also reportedly will be other changes too, including a new design. So the latest tips about the AirPods Pro 2 come from in a note to investors from Ming-Chi Kuo from TF International Securities sent Sunday and seen by Cult of Mac. In it, Kuo wrote, quote, "We expect Apple to launch AirPods Pro 2 in 4Q22 with new selling points, including a new form factor design, support for Apple lossless format, and a charging case that can emit a sound for users to track," end quote.
I love that.
Yeah, that actually would be a useful feature. The case sound for sure, because when you lose your AirPods, at least for me, like normally you've lost your case, right? So that's what you would actually use rather than the little audio sound that comes out of the AirPods if you lose one of them. But the thing that I found to be almost unbelievable, and I don't know if I could believe this until I see it happen, is lossless audio.
Right. Well, there's some discussion about that because Bluetooth bandwidth, right?
Yeah,
That's
I mean, not even the AirPods Max support lossless audio via wireless, which was one of the conundrums of that device, and one of the reasons why I kind of feel like it fell flat is Apple has billed them as this premium audio experience, but then it uses Bluetooth, which is a lossy format for audio, and so you have this hardware which seems like it's really super capable, paired with, well, I guess gimped, nerfed by the connection via Bluetooth, and I don't know how they would bypass that in the AirPods Pro, because Bluetooth, as far as I'm aware, doesn't support lossless audio codecs. So would these be wireless or something? I don't really know. You know, the strange thing about the AirPods Max is I think the only way to get lossless, and this is really, I found this to be really interesting. I was looking at the Apple support page for the AirPods Max. I think the only way to get lossless is to use that little adapter they used to give you with your iPhone, the Lightning to 3.5 millimeter adapter, to plug them in that way. You can actually, because there's a digital audio converter in that little adapter, which costs $9 on Apple's website. They say that is literally the only item that will give you lossless audio on your AirPods Max. There's another cable that you can buy, like the AirPods Max Lightning cable. I forget what it's called. It's like 3 feet long or something. Not even that is set up to do lossless audio. That is just meant to allow you to connect your AirPods Max to analog devices, but it doesn't have the same digital audio converter as that little $9 adapter. So there's a pro tip. If you're looking for actual lossless audio, you need Apple Music, obviously, but then you need that little $9 adapter, which, I mean, that's crazy that they would have an analog digital converter in there that would actually give you lossless audio. So I don't know. I just find it hard to believe that AirPods Pro 2 will actually support lossless audio. But who is this reporting? This is Ming-Chi Kuo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there you go.
And yeah, like over the years, he's built a reputation for reasonable accuracy. Apple Track gives him a 75.9 rating, which is really pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, that's kind of up there in the upper echelons with, the Processors of the world. Isn't Processor like 78% or something?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I don't know either. But his pal also, look, I love Processor. This is not a dig, but his pal Sam Cole, who's on the podcast with Processor, is also the guy who runs Apple Track. So I'm like, I don't really know. It's like, is Processor's number actually like that accurate? I don't know. I think it is. I think it's probably in the high 70s, but I do acknowledge that his good friend is like the one running that website. And it's like, so there you go. Yeah, go ahead.
Curiously, Kuo's report also mentioned health management features, but he didn't spell it out.
Really?
Yeah.
We've been talking about that forever too, right? I mean,
yeah, we have. I mean, that would be really cool. I just don't know what to believe at this point. We've heard so much stuff. I know one thing for sure, though. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, do you think they'll actually go with like a stemless design, which I guess this thing said a more rounded design. I don't know if that's what that means, stemless.
Well, like the Beats Buds.
Yeah, and like tons of other ones, but
Yeah, the beans and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I could go for stemless. But then again, the stemless is where do you have the controls?
yeah, that's the thing I don't like about the stemless ones.
Tap.
You're like tapping on your ear. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I
I
kind of like the
prefer
tap more
the
than I
stem.
like pressing on the stems, though. It's much easier to do that, don't you think? Than like the older AirPods, you could tap them, and the new AirPods 3, you have to like ever so delicately grab the stem and press it, and it's a lot harder
depends
to
what-
do that.
Yeah, you have to get used to it a little bit. You have to get used to it. But it is actually kind of pretty remarkable, though. I mean, it works. It's super reliable, and I'm always get a huge kick out of it when you can feel it. Even though it's completely perceptual. There's actually no click there. I always get it. I don't know why. I always get a real kick out of that. Having a virtual click, so stupid. I'm pretty excited about the AirPods Pro 2. The Pros are such great headphones. If Apple can improve them, it'll be fantastic.
I don't love the tips, but other than that, I love them. We got Streamline here in the chat. He's saying the rumor is that Apple will use the ultra wideband from the U1 chip for lossless. Now, I've heard that too, but I still am dubious because if that was possible, why not do that for the AirPods Max, right? Like that's the part that really boggles my mind is you have a pair of did they launch
that
those
is
headphones
weird.
at $550, and that was my one disconnect on those headphones that I never got over. I'm like, you're selling these as a premium audio headphones, audiophile level headphones, and they can't do lossless. Like that just is mind blowing to me. And if you could have done that the whole time using U1 and just put that into the AirPods Pro, it's that easy, then that's crazy. I mean, you're going to spend $250 on a pair of headphones that has it, and where your $600 headphones don't. I just think that's weird.
Well, do you think they had room to put it in the AirPods Max?
Well, I'm not an engineer, Lewis, but if they can put that into the AirPods Pro, I think that maybe they could have made it work. Let's see here. Dipsy Duo, processor 74% on Apple Track. Why wouldn't his friend just make him up 2 or 3? Just bump me up, dude. Just bump
Give
me.
me a boost.
Come on, I'm so close to 80. Just round it up.
All he's got to do is say, "I predict that there will be a new iPhone this year." 100%.
It will be 14, the 14th model, I believe. Look, I want to be clear. I love John Prosser. I'm not trying to dog on him. I'm just saying, conflict of interest. Not that implies that anything is going on there. I'm just saying that it just kind of makes me wonder, like it's like if you get something wrong, it's like we won't worry about that, dude. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm sending it over to you, Lewis, which is good because I've had the camera on you the whole time to talk about another piece of hardware that
Pity the world.
is gonna be exciting to a small group of people, but I think it's an exciting development nonetheless.
Yeah, Apple's next desktop monitor could cost half the price of the Pro Display XDR, and half of 5,000.
Yeah.
For those of you in math, that's about $2,500. This is sort of talking more about these supposed Apple monitors in the pipeline. This also comes from Gurman. Supposedly, Apple's working on a new standalone screen. It's going to come in with a price tag of $2,500. And the thing that I guess is different about this is he only mentioned that there would be one monitor, not multiple sizes.
Right.
Last week we were talking, I think, 27-inch, 24-inch. Who knows? Maybe 32-inch. We don't really know. That was based on, a tip from somebody else, Dylan TK, I think, right?
Yeah, DTK, yeah.
DTK, yeah. But so, now Gurman's throwing his thing in saying, yeah, they're definitely gonna come out with one of these sometime. Although I think he was a little, was he saying definitely 2022? I think it was a little bit, it's like could be next year, but also may not exactly happen next year. And I think that anything you think about with all this stuff, as I said last week, you got to just think, there's all kinds of unknowns in the sort of pipeline, right? I mean, more so than ever, because who knows? I mean, everything is getting shut down here and there around the world right now.
Oh, yeah.
So you take 2 weeks off because everybody's getting tested for Omicron, and who knows how that plays out over the entire 4-month period as they're working to get these things together. So,
Dude, Omicron is it seems like it's so much easier to get than anything previous.
Everyone
to it.
I know's got it.
Really? Yeah. I don't think I've actually ever met anyone personally besides myself. I think I got COVID when this whole thing started, but I don't think I've known anyone that's actually gotten it. And then in the last 2 weeks, I now know 3 different families that have gotten it, and they're all vaccinated. So it's like super
Any of them
contagious.
sick?
I mean, like
Just curious.
not like super sick. No, everyone is like, you know, some people got it. I think the worst is someone got it mildly and they felt like pretty poopy for a week. But other than that, like no one went to the hospital. No one got deathly ill. Like most of the people had like cold symptoms for 3 days, 4 days, and then it started to go away.
Yeah.
So
It's super
thankfully,
disruptive. You know, my daughter at the moment, she's locked in her room because her roommate's got it, and then her other roommate went down with it.
Ah, jeez.
So her work told her not to come in because she's been exposed. So she's going to spend a week locked in her room, quarantining because, you know, she's potentially been infected.
oh really?
Yeah. So, you know, it kind of sucks. She was getting all mad at us yesterday because she wanted to go and get some stuff for her.
Oh, jeez.
I was about to say what, but I won't throw my daughter under the bus anymore.
Well, hopefully she recovers soon so she can go out and participate in the Caney family illicit activities. I wanted to go to the bar fight, Dad. Well, you got COVID, honey. You can't.
Yeah. Go to quarantine.
All right, so a cheaper Pro XDR display, half the price, potentially in the pipe, which, you know, we got, let's see here, Level Remix. He says, am I the only 1% who misses the cinema display? No, I mean, I would love to have an Apple display. I think like most people, they don't want to spend $5,000 or $4,000 or $3,000 or even $2,000 on a display. I think my threshold is probably like $700-800, but I don't need like a specialty display. I did just buy the LG Ultrafine model. Costco was having a sale on them, so I bought one for $500. I'm interested to see how good that monitor is because that's an expensive
How
monitor.
big is it?
It's 32 inches, 4K. So
I
high
don't even
resolution monitor.
know. I don't even know what kind of monitor I have. I mean, I know it's an LG. I don't know the brand. I don't know any of the specs. It's gigantic. It costs like, I guarantee you it costs less than $500 because I would never spend more than that. It's fine. I just can't even imagine spending $5,000 on a monitor. I realize there are people who do highly specialized things. They need to have the color accuracy. They need to do this, that, the other. But I mean, I especially with a thing like a monitor, like if that's all you look at all day, I mean, do you think that you actually will notice that much of a difference? I mean, yeah, if you put the $5,000 one right beside it and you go, oh yeah, well this is clearly better. But I mean, for my eyes, my crappy old eyes, it's fine. Of course, maybe that's why I'm missing things.
There's so many mistakes.
Dang, we got some Rona folks in the chat. Adam Broussard, 103.5 fever. That's high.
Ooh,
Lost his smell. That'd be a good thing if you live near El Caney. Just started
that's
getting
what
his smell back.
he's saying. He's experiencing this
He did.
now, or
he,
was?
He was. Just started to get his smell back 2 hours ago. Wow, it's very specific.
2 hours ago, really? Wow.
Literally 2 hours ago. I've timed it. I mean, when I think I got it, I had all the symptoms, right? And I didn't think that anything was going on until Lewis kept saying, "You got it, dude. You got it. You got all the symptoms." He was screaming at me because I got the fever, had low-grade fever, cough, felt horrible, like really tired for like 2, even 3 weeks. And then I lost my sense of taste and smell, which has literally never happened to me before. And I thought I just had a sinus infection, but then my kids got it, and they had it much more mild than I did. So I was like, well, if it's a sinus infection, like clearly you can't pass that to another person. So I think I got it. Let's see here. Sean M says, I have it now, and I'm fully vaxxed. Yeah, it has not been fun. 2 really bad days, feeling tired for about a week now. Yeah, I got really tired too. Of course, I went and I got tested back at that time, and it came back negative. But the tests are all over the place. So I'm like, I don't know. I waited to the very end of when I was basically recovering when I got it, so it may have been too late. So I'm not really sure, but I think I had it. Let's
and now
see
they're
here.
saying all the like the instant tests like don't really necessarily catch it that well.
Yeah,
and
right.
and like there's that whole thing of like you should swab your throat and then your nose.
Yeah, I saw.
Make sure you go in that order, not the other.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, my wife went and got tested, and God, we gotta keep the show moving here, but And when
Right,
I
this is-
got tested, this lady crammed this thing so far up my nose, if I crossed my eyes, I could have seen it. And it hurt. And when my wife went, they handed the thing to her, and they're like, well, just put it in your nose and rub it around. And that was it. And I was like, that can't be right. That can't be right. Is that what the test is now? That you just stick it in your own? I mean, that's great if that actually is what the test is, because the previous tests were very uncomfortable. But that doesn't seem like it's far enough in, like just right in the tip, and you just whoop, 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 just jiggle it
That's the way
around.
it was. That's the way I had the last
Really?
test I had was like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was
mine
a-
too. But
it was
because it came
rapid
back
test, so-
negative.
Yeah,
There
right.
you go.
So
They
did
all
mine.
come back negative. I don't know. Let's see here. Well, hope you guys feel better soon. And Gregor Vidic says, Airphone Heads, Dylan DKT. Dylan
Oh,
DKT.
sorry.
No, I think you
DKT.
said it right and I corrected you. So
Oh.
you have my apologies. Oh, dude, Adam Broussard's test came back negative. There you go. That is so strange. I thought the ones. Anyway, we're totally off track. Shocker. Shocker, I know. Well,
So
one
out
last
of
thing I
It's
wanted
like-
to mention. Yeah, sorry, Leonard, go ahead.
Well, just everyone's got it. Like there's so many people coming down with it. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was a surprising thing to me too, because up until this point I had known I don't think anyone that had gotten it. Well, I just wanted to mention real fast. I had a great week. It was a great week for me personally because ka-ching! Apple stock is just going through the roof. And for those of you that don't know, I have a huge nest egg of Apple stock. Apple reached it became the first company to reach a $3 trillion market cap, which once it gets to that, it's going to blast past that, because we've been pushed up against that for a while now. Of course, sadly, almost immediately after reaching that number, it precipitously fell and is now dropping like a stone in water. It was, now it's back down to 2.8. Because the price had gone all the way up to 186, 184 maybe, 182 maybe.
I thought it was 182 something.
182.01, yeah, was the high that took it to a 3 trillion market cap, and now it's at 172. So it dropped way back down. It's still doing better than my Palantir stock though. Oh boy, oy vey, don't get me going on my Palantir. Ay ay ay. So, for those of you that are invested in Apple stock, you had a good week and then you had a bad week, but that's the way it goes when you're in when you got a lot on the line. But it's crazy. My original investment has almost doubled in Apple stock, so that would be interesting. When we get to that, I'll let you all know. That would be an exciting thing. Okay, so before we move on, we got exactly 15 minutes left before we got to peace out of here.
Pick up
So
the pace.
let's do a quick plug for the giveaway, right, Lewis? You want to do a giveaway?
Yeah. This way we're giving away three actually, 3-in-1 wireless charging stations. These are from Journey, and these are you see a fair number of these sort of 3-in-1 things. This one's pretty sleek. It's got the iPhone goes there on a MagSafe kind of compatible magnet thing, and then the watch goes right behind it, and the AirPods go down below, and it looks really good. It's available in black and white. We're giving away 3 of them. These things list for $99 each.
Wow.
But if you go to their website right now, which you can get to from our giveaway page, because if you just type in Journey, you're going to get some band from San Francisco. Anyway, they're having a 30% off sale right now. And I think you have to type in a coupon code X30 to get 30% off everything they got. One thing so these guys, I just want to say, all transparency, they're a Cult of Mac advertiser in addition to this giveaway. I wasn't familiar with this company, but their stuff looks really good, and I discovered via this giveaway post they also make these leather cases for iPhone, AirPods Pro, Apple Watch bands. These are made out of this leather from the Heinen tannery in Germany. And if you go and look at that, you just go down this rabbit hole of cool leather and interesting ways of processing it and stuff like that. It becomes a hydrophobic, water-resistant leather. Anyway, the charging station is not leather. It is metal and looks cool and looks like a great thing.
It looks like a really great charging station, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And
I want it.
Yeah,
I
you know
know.
what? I'm not just saying this to show for the company since you're giving one away, but that actually is a beautiful stand. It's very minimalist, which is what I like.
So narrow. It takes up very
Yeah.
little amount of space. I can tell you, after having used the Belkin MagSafe one, it's the same kind of deal, right? You put your phone on there, it just almost leaps out of your hand to attach to the magnetic surface, right? Charging surface. And then you can hold it upright. You can spin it around and watch, a video or, whatever. You can use it while it's charging. And it's a very nice thing having a MagSafe charging stand. So
You should.
if you want your,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just say if you want to give it a shot, go to our homepage, scroll down to where it says Cult of Mac giveaway. Enter. It's very simple to enter. It's free to enter. Take your shot.
Take a shot. You got a shot. You got a shot. And the shot might be easier to make than you think. So all I'm saying is go in there and take it, because you might just win one of these. And Lewis, so you got 12 days to to enter. I'll put the link to the story to the giveaway in the chat, and I'll put it in the show notes as well. You should ask them if they'll give me one, and I'll talk about it on the show.
Well, I could ask Tracy to ask them to.
Yeah, I'll give them some juice. I'll give them some
well,
juice.
they look like good ones. Actually, I went and looked at it just before. It looks like maybe they're sold out on the black ones now.
Oh.
So I think they're a good thing. I don't know how old this company is, to be honest.
Yeah.
I wasn't that familiar with them, but it looks like the stuff that they're making is good.
Cool brand
I like
name.
the looks of those leather AirPods cases.
Yeah,
Look pretty sweet.
that's a bit overkill in my honest opinion, but to each their own. I just feel like a case for your case is just taking it too far.
I'm
It's
kind
not
of a
what
big
nature
fan
and
of
science
the
have.
AirPods case.
You are?
Case.
I'm just not. It's like putting your backpack in a backpack. You know what I mean? It's
They
like
get all
doesn't
scuffed up.
make
The
any
cases get all
sense.
scuffed up though. They're pretty good, for
I guess that's true.
attracting.
And
I
it
guess that's
depends
true.
also if you've got a multi AirPods house. I mean, if you got that
Oh,
going
okay.
on,
All right.
you definitely need some cases
Or just do what I do.
stickers.
Just-
You could just take a Sharpie and
yeah, I was just gonna say, just take a
Irfan.
Sharpie. Well, I wouldn't put that on mine. I have a lot of
Biggie.
taste. On my wife's, I just put wife. So mine stayed pristine. Definitely not
okay,
doing
well,
do that
makes
on mine.
sense.
All right. We do that with our Sonic Care toothbrushes. We have like, you would not believe how many Sonic Care toothbrushes we have in my house, and they all look
I would
exactly like.
believe. Yeah,
I've literally got 6, 5.
Why
No, I've got
can't
6.
Why don't they make different colored heads for those things?
They do, and they used to include these little bands that you could put on top of the brushes so that you could identify them from one another.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
Are you
They don't do that
Are
anymore.
you sure that was them? I think Oral-B did that. I don't know if Sonicare did.
Sonicare definitely
Sonicare
did it
has
too.
these, like tiny little gray subtle things. It's like either 2 dots or a little tiny. It's impossible to see. You're trying to brush your teeth in the morning. You're like, I don't know which one is. That's terrible.
It's too hard to track.
Well,
and
whichever one is not all caked in old toothpaste, and
yeah. Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I know is not mine.
Disgusting.
All right, look, we got 10 minutes left. We're actually chugging along pretty nicely here, so that's cool. Let's jump over to our CES products highlights. So CES is going on right now. I really miss CES. Remember those really terrible press lunches they would give us?
Yeah.
I'd go for one of those sandwiches right about now, even
Yeah,
though
yeah.
it did taste like it was made from week-old cardboard.
Nice sous vide pork tenderloin, a big old plate of shrimp cocktail.
What press lunch were you getting? Oh, are you talking about like the nightly events where
like
they would?
these are like the showstoppers
Oh
things,
yeah,
things
those
like that.
those were great.
Yeah.
So CES is going on right now, and there are lots of companies announcing lots of different products. And I thought it might be fun just to kind of highlight some of the products, and you guys could see some of the stuff that's coming out. Some of the stuff integrates nicely with your Apple stuff, and some of it doesn't, but it's still interesting. So let me send it over to old Lewis Wallace to kick us off with this first one. I almost removed this story, but Lena was like, "You got to keep it in."
He was
Everyone
howling
wants
for
this.
Good one.
You're too good.
Yeah, so the headline on this is this smart collar wants to be your dog's Apple Watch. And this is a smart dog collar from Invoxia, company I haven't heard of. But it's it's got a smart dog collar that they've used they've got artificial intelligence baked into it, and it uses these miniaturized radar sensors to take your dog's health readings. If you look at the picture, I mean, of course, beautiful picture of a dog, right? But if you go into the story, you'll also see, there's an Apple or an iPhone app that looks like it looks like an Apple Health app or something,
Yeah,
but
it
it's for your
does.
dog. It measures things like, can keep track on things like, you know, how much your dog's walking, running, barking, scratching, eating, drinking, resting. I mean, it's pretty amazing. This might be taking things a little too far,
You
but
think? I'm looking at this. I'm like, I wouldn't even know what to do with this information. Here's your dog's resting respiratory. Your dog's heart rate. I mean, I don't know how fast is my dog's heart supposed to beat. I have no idea. Does it beat faster after it's eaten one of its own turds? I have no idea.
you know what though? Here's the thing. It's just like with Apple Watch, right? Like, right now on a dog, who knows, right? But 10 years from now, you might have a thing on your dog that could flag something like, "Hey, your dog's rate is unnaturally high," and it turns out it's got hyperthyroidism or something. I mean, there's all these kind of things. If you're like monitoring your vitals constantly, eventually we're gonna get to the point where like it's gonna pop up a little thing that says, "Hey, you should check on this." And that's the whole power of all these sort of pervasive monitoring things, is that they identify something before it becomes a real problem. I mean, probably a little more important with human beings than with dogs, but then again, I've met some dogs I like a lot more than some human beings. So,
Amen to that. Well, did you mention the tracking capabilities already?
oh yeah, well that's like the no, I didn't. It also works like I don't think it works with Find My, but it works to help you find your dog if your dog gets lost, and it uses Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, GPS, LTE, blah blah blah. It's kind of like this crazy high tech dog collar that I hadn't seen anything like it. So
I can totally see people going for this. My wife mentioned it yesterday, and people who love their dogs. They spare no expense. In fact, talking of which, how much does it cost?
I don't think they say in here what the price is, but I know Lewis was curious about that too because he was thinking these might be nice accessories for the Cultimac writing room, if you know what I'm saying. Although I don't think that these have the shock capabilities that you've been interested in, Lewis. So that might
that's
be
what we
one
need.
of the downsides. Yeah. Oh,
here
so
it
it's
is.
$99.
Yep.
And
But
it'll have a
here's the killer: monthly subscription for GPS features.
Oh my gosh.
$13.99 or $12.99 a month.
Yeah, that's too much. I mean,
You got it.
why would you even need a subscription for GPS features? They should have just
So
hooked
keep
into
the
Apple's.
company coffers.
Yeah, well, there's
Nicely
that. Yeah,
stocked.
they should have just hooked into Apple's Find My. That's one of the other trends I've noticed is there have been some gadgets that came out at CES that integrate into HomeKit, integrate into Find My. And it's like, dude, they should have just paid the licensing fee, and had no fee. But to your point, Lewis, yeah, they want to sell these to people who really love their dogs and are willing to spend $13 a month because that seems outrageous to me.
Yeah, but people, especially around here, but people spend so much money on their dogs. That would be a no-brainer.
Really?
Oh, easily, yeah, for sure.
That's a cute doggy though.
That is a great looking dog.
Yeah, that definitely is a beautiful animal. Beautiful animal. Okay, let's see here. Which one of these is next? Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, what a coincidence.
What's
Talking
that?
about adding Find My to things.
Yeah, well, that's why I mentioned it because I'm a real pro.
King of the
Lewis,
segue.
Real pro. But it's funny. I never would have imagined I'd be talking about Targus. I mean, I don't want to be mean, but Targus has got to be one of the most boring companies in the world. Like they make backpacks, and their backpacks are just boring. It's like when you see their backpack, it's like, oh, it's a backpack. Just looks like a backpack. And yet this company is like a successful big company that just sells backpacks. And whenever I see a Targus stuff, I'm like, no one buys a Targus because they want a Targus. You just end up with a Targus, right? It's like what your company
It's the
gave
kind of
you.
backpack they give away as a freebie. And,
Yes.
Really? No, come on.
Or you get a job and they go, here's your new laptop and your Targus case. It's like, did you have to get me something from Targus? Could you not have got me something cool?
Wow,
well, this
is
one
pretty
actually...
heavy anti-Targus
they are
hate.
pretty well made. Huh?
Are they?
I think so, yeah. I've had a couple of Targuses.
Okay, well, maybe that's why companies buy them. So here they have a new backpack. If you can't see it, it's just a plain-looking backpack, completely
It looks fine.
indiscriminate from any other backpack. It just looks like a backpack. I mean, it says Targus on it, but
What do you want it to look like?
I don't know. Get your
sack of potatoes?
Get your designers to make it look cool or different in some way. But here's what makes it unique is it does integrate with Apple's Find My. And so if you lose it, you can use Find My to find your backpack. And this actually is another clever feature of the backpack. It has a button inside that you can press that will ping your iPhone. So
Now, that's kind of wild.
yeah, that's actually kind of useful. And the other thing is because it integrates with Find My. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. I have this feature turned on for my AirPods Pro or for my AirPods 3. Is it will notify you if you're leaving them behind. So if someone takes your backpack or if you leave it behind, you'll get a notification on your iPhone, which is an interesting feature. I've started getting that notification with my AirPods 3, and I was like, oh shoot. Now every time it sent me the notification, I was like, I know I'm leaving it behind. I was like in my car and I was like going to get gas. But if you are walking away from your AirPods or your backpack, like that might actually be something that's useful. So if that's something that you find to be interesting, the Cypress Hero backpack is going to be, well, it was just announced. Its price will be $150. Ooh, baby, that's a little high.
Wow.
It's a little high
That's
for Targus.
a little much.
It's scheduled to be available this spring or summer, depending on, I'm sure, manufacturing. So that was one of the announcements that I thought you might be interested in. Let's see here. Which one of these is next? Oh, yeah. We got to send it over to Leander to talk about Schlag.
Is it Schlag or Schlag or... Anyway, the lock company, they're going to have the first smart lock in the US to support Apple HomeKey. So they introduced the first smart lock in North America, Apple's HomeKey, the Encode Plus Smart Wi-Fi Deadbolt. That's a lovely name. On Tuesday at CES. So first there was an app for that, and now there's a lock for that key. This must be one of Ed's.
Wow.
Come on,
Name
Ed.
them and shame them. What's going on
What is
here?
going on here?
So
Ed?
when iOS 15 came out, it included a feature allowing users to add digital keys to the wallet app on their iPhone and Apple Watch for use with the compatible HomeKit door locks. NFC connectivity would enable a user to unlock their home simply by moving their device near the lock. So I heard, I didn't read the story, but I saw a headline somewhere that said that all you have to do is like tap your phone. You can tap your phone and that opens the lock.
Or your
Does
watch.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Or your watch. Yeah.
I
So
think
that's
it's
what.
just like using Apple Pay to check out. You just like get it near the thing and boom, there you go. In.
Does it do any kind of identification though?
I think you must have to.
FaceTime.
I'm guessing it must do Face ID.
What does Face ID? The lock?
Doesn't the key?
Oh,
No.
oh, gotcha. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what the process will work, how it will work, but I do know that you can tap your phone to it and it will unlock the door. And we got Kevin Alger in the chat. He says, "Hooray!" He's really excited about this. He's asking if it will be compatible with the Apple Watch, and I can answer that affirmatively, yes, because if you watch the video here, it shows someone unlocking it with the Apple Watch. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and all you have to do is just bring it close. There's no identification involved. You just have to. It's NFC, right? So you just bring it close.
Okay.
So
okay.
it doesn't do Face ID. Doesn't force Face ID.
No.
I don't
I'm
even
kind of
know
surprised
if you're.
by that because what?
I don't even know if your phone, your screen has to be on or anything. I don't know if you have to authenticate or if you have it on the phone, you can just go unlock it. I'm not sure.
I mean, the thing that I saw showed a Apple Wallet open on the phone screen, as if it made it look like you were using it the way you do like for Apple Pay. But I don't know. I don't actually know. I'll tell you one thing. I have what's a quick set premise, right?
Yeah.
Is the it's a HomeKit lock. The thing is, you walk up and you have to. It says it's constantly saying like lately if I take a walk and I'm listening to a podcast, as I get near my house, it says, "Do you want to run your shortcut to open up the door?" And I say yes, and nothing happens. Same thing when I arrive up, I get a little notification. I have to open my phone, I have to push the thing, and then it finally goes because they're so freaked out about having your lock automatically open.
Huh.
They don't want to allow just automatic geofencing open the door, right? So I'd be surprised if they don't require Face ID to open that thing.
I don't know. I just had the video going in the background. Sorry, I was panning back and forth between.
Is that why you were staring at me like that?
Yeah, sorry. Well, the thing is, like, I'm not sure if we could play this in its entirety on YouTube without getting dinged.
Yeah.
So I was going back and forth between you and it. But in the examples they showed, you just have to tap your item on the lock and it opens. Now, they might have cut out the part where you have to authenticate because, of time, but it seems like you just have to tap it and that's it. So so there you go. Whoops. All right. So let's see here. where are we? We got I think we got one more, and this might be one of the most interesting out of all of them. And
Yeah, this
it's
one's
good
a
because
cool
we
one.
got to wrap it up in like 2 minutes. So I'll just talk about this one really quickly. So Samsung has released a actually wireless charging remote. And this doesn't have anything to do with Apple, but it is interesting nonetheless because we've talked about this kind of technology before, where Apple was investigating actual wireless charging, so charging something in your room via wireless airwaves of some kind, and somehow Samsung pulled this off. So they have this new remote control that they announced this week, and let's see here, and you can charge it, or it charges via it will charge via solar panel on the controller, but it also is able to harness the energy from your router's Wi-Fi signals, and
That's
somehow,
a little creepy.
right? And some doesn't it kind of make you like it kind of makes you want to just go like this, and then just slowly back away.
It does kind of make you wonder, like, what's being cooked slowly but surely.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, boy, I don't know. Get out the aluminum foil, because it does seem like it's a little bit, I don't know, dangerous. But they have a controller, and somehow it harnesses the waves of virtually any router. They say your Wi-Fi signal, and it will convert that energy into power for the remotes. Isn't that fascinating?
That is wild.
I kind of wonder how well it works. I mean, it seems to me if they have a plan B with the solar panel on it, then maybe it doesn't gather enough Wi-Fi energy to actually keep the battery charged.
It must not, because why would they have the back? Like, why would they have two?
I mean, maybe if for people that don't have internet or something in their house, but that does seem odd that they would give you both. But that is truly that seems like a breakthrough. If you could have your controller charge via the signals of your router, like, that's kind of wild technology. And if it actually works and keeps your batteries charged, I mean, you could see how you could apply that to other items in your home. Now, maybe it's not able to gather very much energy, which is why they're using it on a remote control and not a television or something.
That's what
But-
they were saying. Or a phone.
That's pretty interesting. All right, look, it's 1:59. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. I'm walking out the door in 60 seconds. So
Guess what?
let's go ahead and close it down here. What's that, Lewis?
The home key.
Yeah.
Apple gives you the choice: express mode, unlocked just by holding your iPhone or Apple Watch near the lock, or require Face ID and passcode.
There you go. So it works in both modes. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. That's all the CultCast we have for you guys this week. If you want to come say hi or talk to us about your favorite tech, we're all on Twitter. I'm at Airfon, ERFN. Lewis is at Lewis Wallace. Leander is at LKitty. This has been the CultCast, the best 30-plus minute Apple conversation you can hear all week long. New episodes of CultCast come out every Thursday night. I want to thank everyone for listening, and we'll see you guys next time. I don't even have enough time to let the music play out, Lewis.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Whoa.
So I'm gonna vamp here for another 5 to 10 seconds.
And you're just gonna pull the plug.
And I'm just gonna pull the plug. Yeah.
Do it like a needle.
I should get one of those sound effects programmed in. All right, here we go. I'm bringing down the music. Let's hover over the end stream button, and we'll see you guys next time, y'all.
That was abrupt.
That's pretty